Live, baby. Yo, welcome back, guys. It's been, 196 days since I've been on here. But, we back, we live. We got some special guests right now. So, in this video, what we're going to do, we're going to do a draft recap video, you know what I'm trying to say. We're going to do draft recap. We're also going to analyze last season, what went down and stuff, right? But, yo, to my left, we got David.
Hello.
To my left, we got Chris.
Wow, go on.
So how you guys been doing?
Off season, I've just been chilling, man. I lost in the third round. Was it inside the third place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I came fourth, but I wasn't even trying. You get me? Because if you don't win, you're not winning.
Yeah.
So I've just been chilling throughout the off season. I went to the Bahamas, got some sun.
Hi, Dave. If you guys didn't know, David is actually our champion from last year. So David won last year. So how you been doing, David? How's life?
It was good. I got to go on vacation. I got to study more fantasy. I got to enjoy life.
So you guys can see these guys a little bit camera shy, but it's calm.
Just a little bit.
It's calm. Basically, what I wanted to do, I wanted to do draft review, but then I didn't just want it to be alone and my perspective. You get me? So I wanted to bring our perspectives over. I'm a champion in fantasy. David's a champion in fantasy. Chris is a champion. So you got 3 champions out here, and we're just gonna analyze it. And you got 3 different perspectives. You get me? So it's not as if it's just one biased perspective and one person saying everything. You got 3 other people giving their piece on it, right? So basically, what we're just gonna do is we're just gonna get to the nitty gritty of last year, right? So last year, how do you guys feel like it went? Like in terms of from week 1 all the way to how much weeks is that? Like 23 weeks, right?
Give or take.
Yeah, I think.
So there's 14 plus 3. That's 17 plus 4. That's 21. So 21. So 21 weeks, yeah. How do you not think it went?
I personally think that the person that had the best, because this usually doesn't happen.
Yeah.
The person that had the best record, it was actually predictable from the get-go.
That's true.
Because David won, he had the best record, and he took that.
I didn't. No. Okay. About the record, yeah. About the record, yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear
David. No. I had a better record than you, or you had a better record than me.
No. What happened?
No. I'm watching David. It's me and David. Because I'm not trying to chat, right? But let's do math.
Truthfully, Colin had the better record.
Because I had more wins, right?
You had the better record.
I had more wins.
But you were in a different conference, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter to me.
No, because I had more wins. Look, 15 times 3 is 45. 14 times 3 is 42, right? And then he had the 4 draws, right? Then plus 4 is 46.
I'll admit,
So
you had the better record.
Yeah.
You had the better record.
Okay.
So ESPN screwed us over. They screwed us
over.
over.
With the drafting. Oh, yes,
Because
they put me number 1.
Because they made David number 1,
They
right?
made me number 1. Okay,
I was number
remember
2.
this,
So what I was trying to do is I was trying to purposely be number 2. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be number 1.
Side as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't want to be the same side as me.
And David was trying to do the same stuff.
No, yeah.
So we were both trying to outsmart each other.
You guys were
on
playing
week
with
1
your
and 2.
food.
Yeah, we're playing. And the funny thing is, I messed up playing with my food. I messed up.
I think the week we played, I think there was only one day where we had a
Yeah,
and we took our night off.
Can we actually? I wish you could see that.
What that week?
So there was a week.
Yeah.
I think it was the final week.
It was the final
It's
week.
Colin versus David.
I was
and
supposed to lose to you.
David wanted to lose, and I wanted to lose. But I wanted to be, I think, second overall, and David wanted to be first, right? So basically, we had games where no one was playing. Absolutely
maybe
no
one or
one was
two.
playing.
I think I screwed up because I played up 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah, and David won the matchup. So no one was playing, right? No one at all on our teams were playing. But me and David clearly had the best teams the whole year.
No. Okay.
Let's be real.
Okay. So we're reviewing the whole year.
Yeah.
Okay? So before we talk about your playoff woes in our fantasy, I messed up when they made my very first trade. If I didn't trade anybody in that season,
but you did.
Eventually,
But you did.
Those are hypotheticals.
Eventually,
hypotheticals.
That's what. But you did.
eventually, I think I would have at least made it to the final if I didn't do that.
It is a possibility.
We don't know
yes.
that.
It's a
We don't know
possibility.
that. Let's talk about what actually happened.
In the playoffs?
No, like what actually happened. Because you're talking about hypotheticals.
Yeah.
So what actually happened, right? So basically, what happened was like I didn't lose for about first month.
Yeah.
David didn't lose for the first month too, right?
Yeah.
Chris, you won like three weeks.
I think I lost 2. Then I just went on a run.
Yeah.
You went on a run.
So basically, us three had the best teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the draft, right? I can actually see if I can get last year's draft with you. In terms of the draft, I went nuts. I picked Jokic. I mean Doncic when I should have picked Jokic, right? I messed up there. See y'all next season. Daniel picked LeBron James last year first.
Oh my god.
That's a foreshadow for this year. Just so you
That's
guys know.
crazy. Chris picked Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard didn't play. This is your first mistake right here.
But the thing
Damian
about
Lillard
that,
didn't play last year.
another thing about that is they said in like preseason they actually did say he had an abdominal injury.
Yeah.
So it was something that was known. I just didn't care.
And then David picked Karl Anthony Towns, and I think he later on traded him, right?
I had to trade him. Towns
Yeah.
wasn't performing.
Because
Because
Towns
this guy-
is not a good pick.
He's not a good center.
He's not a first
Personally.
round pick, bro. This guy gets
I don't think
brain
he
naked
is.
choked in like NBA games and taps out.
Okay, why do you think Towns is not a first pick?
Personally, I don't think Towns is the first pick because my first pick was supposed to be dominant on the points. He had 3 points, which is nice,
Yeah.
but his rebounds weren't up to my standards.
Yeah.
As a center, I expect, especially a number 1 center, 10, 11, 12 rebounds, but he only started doing that near the end of the season.
Yeah.
And then that's when Embiid started popping off. And I'm like, I want Embiid because the schedule favors Embiid,
Yeah.
and it doesn't favor Towns. And obviously, Embiid is way better than Towns.
That's
Yeah,
another thing.
arguably, like you can
That
say
was the trend of the season.
basically, like for like Karl Anthony Towns, the way he kind of plays is like a forward. So
Yeah,
arguably, if you think that Durant's a power forward, Durant's the first pick versus him.
Yeah. So
I agree.
basically, right? So David traded Karl Anthony Towns, his first pick. Embiid didn't get picked till the 3rd round. Daniel picked him.
Should have kept him.
Daniel
Shoulda
picked him,
kept him.
right? Daniel picked him. I picked Gobert, right? But the thing is, and I picked Draymond Green 4th round. That was a big mistake. That was a big mistake, right? I picked Julius Randle 2nd round. Yo, you see how interesting it is though?
Just terrible.
No, you see how interesting it is though. Like when you do like every year, the
Hindsight.
more it changes. You know what I mean? Like it changes, right? And it's like Chris picked Sabonis 2nd round, and that was a great pick.
That's a great pick.
He got traded. His numbers did change a bit, but in terms of a power forward and what a power forward is meant to do, it remained constant. It remained constant.
And I think people like people that analyze fantasy, they talk a lot of crap about Sabonis, but I think he brings a unique thing to fantasy where he can average 5 points, 5 assists throughout the whole season, but like his assists fluctuate where he's gonna get above 5 every now and then.
Yeah, he is.
He does.
Which is great for power forward, right? And then David picked DeAndre Fox, and I was like, what is this guy on? Like,
I love Fox. I love
Fox.
Fox. I let my emotions get the best of me.
Fox is he's really good in terms of the sense that he's going to get you 20 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds, right?
Can't shoot free throws.
He can't shoot free throws, right?
It's okay, I'll change this.
But he's not a 2nd round pick.
No,
He's not,
It's-
right?
it's,
So when David picked that, I'm just like, yo, like David, like he's lost full composure. Like he no
I love
longer
my
has
emotions.
composure, right?
But I think I made up for it with my Halliburton pick.
Yeah,
I don't know
Halliburton-
but Halliburton was probably the steal of the season last year, especially when he got traded.
I agree. When did you pick him?
I control F that. It was late. It was definitely late. Here, let me figure this out.
You picked Jaren Jackson. That was a great pick too.
Halliburton, I picked him in the 8th round.
Jesus.
8th round.
Wait,
That was pick of the season.
What did I pick inside the 8th round?
You?
Yeah.
I picked Derek White.
Yeah,
Just pick
but he
Johnny
was
Hill.
sick last season.
He was sick. When he got traded, he was doing great.
I shot the bed. With trades, how do you trade Buddy Hield for Andrew Wiggins?
I got Buddy Hill somehow.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, bro.
I got Buddy Hill.
I lost my head, bro. I usually have 99 composure. My composure was 47.
Alright, so that's kind of how the draft went, right? And the regular season, like, it was it was interesting, right? So these were the conferences, right? Larry's team went on like a 10-win run at the end.
No, like this is the thing, right? Larry, you are my rival. He's my eternal rival. Larry, I like. Everyone underestimates him just because he vibes.
I don't underestimate him.
No, and
I don't underestimate him
because he does everything on the vibe. But he's like I'm not gonna spoil the draft, but like that guy is scary when it comes to.
I don't underestimate him. I just feel like if he just took it more seriously, he'll actually be really good. So in fact, I even get pissed off at him. Like in our Yahoo fantasy, I was like, "What are you doing? You could have easily beat that guy." And he's just like, "Yeah, I don't care." I was like, "What?" So Daniel was 4th, right? Chris was 3rd. Oh dang, should have clicked that. Chris was 3rd, right? And basically, the conferences weren't fair. They weren't fair because it was like David had an easier conference. I don't care. I'm not here to appease anyone's feelings, right? David had an easier conference.
Yeah,
David knew he had an easier conference. Mm-hmm. David had like let's look at the records. Like our 4th pick had a better record than your 4th and your 5th. And it was like our 2nd beat your 2nd and then our 3rds were tied, right? But in terms of managerial skills, the West and the East, it was night and day. Mm-hmm. Because you had a guy like Daniel overnight would create a new team.
I think he traded half of his team for Kevin Durant.
You know what I mean? He could create a new team overnight, and it's just like what inspired this, right?
And then you tried to trade for those players back, and he traded away.
And then it's like, and the funny thing is, right? He'll create that new team, and he will win the next matchup, and then the next week he has a new team.
He gets bored.
You know what I mean?
Daniel's no Congolese, he's Nigerian. That's what you grew up like demon.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And then you had Larry, who just literally all he had to do was make sure he put Jokic on every single day, and that's it. That's what he had to do, right?
Well, why was that though? You really touched on it, but why was that? Why did he only have to do that? Because you decided to not pick Jokic.
Yeah, I picked Doncic, and Doncic isn't a bad pick. He is a top 3, but he's just not number 1. He just isn't number 1. He's top 3, top 5, but he's not number 1, right? And then David's side, it was like another thing about last year was like injuries. Yeah. At one point, David had like 8 injuries. I had like 6, 7. Chris had like 7, right? And he was still number 1. And then the managerial skills on the East, man, just wasn't it.
We had rookies though. We had some rookies.
Yeah, Rico was a rookie. Rico got done.
Because he was done.
He didn't get a single win.
Yeah.
Larry traded him. I think the draft was done. Wendell called for Anthony Davis.
No.
Or was it Jokic?
No. Let's put some respect to him.
No, Nurkic.
Put some respect to him.
But we all respected him, but he got done. He got finished.
Obviously, like it's not about sportsmanship, right?
Yeah.
Some people are fighting for playoffs.
Yeah.
But no one could have given him just 1 win.
No.
Like, come on, man.
Bro, this is not I identify as.
And then Glory.
This is not that. I'm not giving you free stuff.
Glory was a rookie too. I don't think he drafted well. I don't think he managed well.
You know what Glory did?
He just set his lineups.
Bro, he was in the constellation final or something, constellation playoff, and he was like, oh dang, I forgot to put this player on, and everyone was just like, wait. When you're in constellation playoffs, that's when you care. But when you're in the real playoffs, you didn't care. They're like, what?
And then
I can't lie, my brother Cornelius
was fasting.
Cornelius let me. I don't think he was in it last year.
No,
he wasn't in it mentally last year. Like you could tell that he wasn't in it because usually like he makes playoffs, so he wasn't in it last year. He had an off season, which is alright. And Charlie was a rookie, but Charlie did great.
Charlie did great. This is the thing, right? Charlie's another one of my brothers.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the only thing I didn't like that he did.
Yeah.
Is that like all of us are stubborn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But he let his Ghanaian yanch does keep Zion Williams because because Zion Williams has the same yanch as him.
That's what I was saying. Yo, yeah, that's what I was beefing Charlie a lot about that in the chat. I'm just like, Charlie, man, he's not coming back. Like, if you dropped him, you can pick up another player on waivers, and even if they're getting you 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 5 assists, it's still adding something to your team. Whereas for 20 weeks, you had someone doing nothing.
Bro, we have 13 rounds in the draft. At one point, Charlie was only playing with 11 players.
Yeah. Because he would have dropped them. I was like, Charlie, your team is so good, but you're not.
And didn't he have Jokic at one point as well?
Yeah, he traded for Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis for Jokic. Yeah, managerial skills.
You know why?
Okay, to your point now.
Okay, we're going to get into next year, right? Yeah. I'm going to talk about the additions we have to our league. But one thing I would say, I never get a top pick. Ever.
Okay, let's look at the last year's playoffs right here. So, no offense, but this was easy for you, right?
I know it was pretty tough, man. I had to navigate.
Bro, stop. Yo, this is why me and David get into argument. It's not here to just say like, yeah, it was easy. Nah. So this was easy for David.
3 Champions Leagues.
Chris versus Charlie was interesting because Charlie had Chris for basically 4 of the 7-day week. Charlie was winning this matchup. 4 of the 7-day week, Charlie was winning. And then weekend came and everything flipped. I think we can even click it and see. Oh, dang, we can. Wow. Weekend changed and everything changed. And that's what I'm trying to say. The West was a lot harder than the East because I think the players inside the West were able to make those decisions. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas, like, I'm connected to the wrong Wi-Fi, aren't I? Yeah. Whereas the players in the West were able to make those decisions, while the players in the East, they weren't making those decisions. You know what I mean? I didn't want to play him because he's really hard. You know what I mean?
He's very unpredictable.
Like, he's very hard. So it's like you don't know what he's gonna do, and it's like a player that you were eyeing, he's eyeing too.
Yeah, but he eyes everyone. I guarantee if you look at his watch list, he's gonna have the waiver wire.
I told you, he's not Congolese. He's a Yoruba demon.
That's what I'm saying, right? So this was Chris versus Charlie. Like, it was literally one block. The double-doubles was clear. The point was close, man. It was really close. The rebounds was, the 3-pointers was close, and then the percentages not so much. So it was a close matchup, right? It was a close matchup, and I'm saying this managerial skills, like this right here is not it. You know what I mean?
Who's Patty?
That's what I'm saying. Like, the Patty was not it, right?
Wait, Patty Mills?
Yes,
was not it. So it's manager, and I lost to Daniel, man.
But that was because
I was crying that day.
Herbert got like 6 steals that game.
Bro,
he got 6 steals that game.
Yeah, look at Herbert.
Hopefully,
he had 10 steals. 10 steals in 1 week.
I hope you.
And then look at the team I had. It was like, how am I losing?
This guy chokes all the time in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I do choke. I can't lie, I choke. But I didn't choke in Yahoo. I didn't choke in Yahoo. Right? But I choked right here, man. I can't lie, I did choke. And it's like, when you have players 19 threes, 13 threes, 14, how do you lose? You know what I mean? But, like, this is why we love fantasy, you know what I mean? Like, this is literally why we love fantasy. But Daniel beat me, and it was... And then Team the Silver versus Larry, right? Larry knew he was going to lose, and I just feel like this year, for Larry to be a top manager, he's going to have to work on his managerial skills. Mm-hmm.
It's not even that. It's when he faces adversity, he just doesn't care.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna learn how to fix his managerial skills.
Let's hope.
Like, where it's like, yo, you're playing against someone that has a similar team that's really good, right? What are you gonna do different? You know what I mean? Or you're just gonna stick to traditional?
Yeah, it's like, okay, I know the steal matchup's gonna be tight.
Yeah.
Let me look at someone that's gonna get me steals.
Exactly. The one extra steal.
Exactly. Like, that makes a big difference, right? And then it's like Malik versus Daniel, they drew, right? And Malik's been shouting he got second in fantasy, right? But you drew to Daniel, you didn't beat him. You know what I mean? So literally, you only made finals
because of regular season.
Because of regular season. Literally, that's why you made finals. So it's like we can't even respect that you come second because you didn't beat Daniel.
You know why I would say we respect it is because technically speaking, the team isn't Malik's. The team was Matthew's. Then Matthew quit.
That's true.
Then Malik took the pieces.
Yeah, so we gotta respect Matthew.
No, we gotta respect Malik.
But
Because
Malik traded me and
I forgot about
so
that.
I definitely respect Malik.
Yeah.
So Malik, I respect you.
Yo, I forgot about that. It was Matthew's team, and Matthew brought in his cousin, and then Malik did wonders, right? Malik did wonders. I can't lie.
It did suits. You know when you get the advisory committee inside, the mergers.
Yeah.
But the next one was a little questionable though.
This one was easy for David.
But that's only because of Paul George.
Yeah.
But no one expected Paul George.
Okay, this is what happened. We had a little tap, right? The rules, I would say, they were unclear in a way because what happened was Chris had Paul George and Damian Lillard. Mm-hmm. Damian Lillard was injured for basically like the whole season, right? And he's undroppable, meaning that if he's injured, you can't drop him unless it's like season ending because Chris can't. And then Paul George is the same, right? So Chris dropped Paul George and then he became available magically, right?
Yeah.
And David picked him up.
I picked him up when I played Glory because I didn't need to pick up players playing Glory.
So then I didn't know, and then Chris was like, "Oh yeah, I dropped Paul George." And I was like, "Okay, but why didn't you say anything?" You know what I mean? Because typically you're not meant to do that. So then I said in the chat like, "Yo, David, you're gonna have to drop Paul George because you actually can't have him." Chris didn't actually care that David had him in a sense because he didn't actually let me know. And then I was like, "Yo, dang, like you can't do that." But now this year we've made a whole list of rules, so it's clear, right? But I still feel like even though Paul George did have an impact, he did.
He got 30 points.
And
he got 2 steals.
And one thing I'll say is that we learned from it as well because technically speaking, we did our playoffs like late as well. So it's like there's two things going on. We've done our playoffs late, and then that happened too.
But we're still doing it late.
We're doing it 1 week before season end.
We are. Because it's better that way.
It tests your managerial skills.
Yeah,
like pick up those players.
So what do you mean?
We'll talk about this off screen. We tested managerial skills.
No, like we're keeping it the same. No, we're actually keeping it. No, like if you actually
didn't we vote for it to be earlier?
No, we didn't.
We didn't vote. We discussed it.
Wait. So you guys were crying about trades, about trade deadline versus the actual playoffs.
The reason why we didn't switch it because we added the extra IL spot.
Yeah, and the thing is, if your team is like, for example, if your team is good, most people are playing anyways. The only people that aren't playing end of the season is the odd guys that get injured all the time.
Right?
Yeah. But the finals was easy for David, like 8-0. They didn't even win a category. They didn't even win a category.
2 ties, maybe. 2 ties is a category, I guess.
Like you didn't even win a category, and it's like, what going on, bro?
It's like
Embiid carried me on that. Embiid had like 30 points, 10 plus rebounds, couple assists. Free throws, I don't know how Embiid, but Embiid gets 10 plus free throws every game.
Yeah, no, because you know what's crazy? So they changed the rules for the free throws at NBA, but because Embiid's a center and he does that flopping, but then he's bigger as well. Mm-hmm. He gets to the line so much. So he's 82% free throw percentage. Exactly. It makes a huge difference.
Especially if you have one guy who shoots 3 free throws and gets like 1 of them.
Bro, and I love Embiid, bro.
So that was the review for last season. I definitely flopped in the playoffs yet again. David performed. Chris's team, I think his team got the better of him. Like throughout the season, he could manage all the injuries and stuff, but when it came to playoffs, I think it was just too much at that point. It was just way too much. Daniel definitely did great. Daniel Loki did great.
Do you want to do Rookie of the Year?
He beat me. Rookie of the Year is obviously Charlie.
Yeah,
it's definitely Charlie.
No, Charlie did good. He just needs to let go of those players that are injured throughout the season.
Yeah, it was definitely Charlie. Like despite because Malik wasn't really a rookie, if that makes sense, because it wasn't his team to begin with.
Yeah, so
this year's his rookie year.
Yeah, so this year's Malik's rookie year, you know what I mean? Where he has like more control, even though Matthew's the assistant now, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we're moving on to this year's draft, right? So the draft order was David was first pick, Malik second pick, Larry third pick, Glory fourth, Daniel O fifth, Daniel L. No, Frankie sixth, Daniel L. Chris,
Mario.
Mariano, Cornelius, Colin, Charlie, right?
Why am I always 8th
So
and 9th?
before we like get to it, what determines a first round pick? Like, what is different between a first round and a second round?
Categories. Majority of categories.
Yeah.
Majority of categories.
Okay, so
Jokic by far gets you points, rebounds, assists, field goals. He could shoot threes. He's your complete player.
yeah.
No doubt. Second rounder, that's when it gets tricky.
So are we all? So we can all agree that your first round pick has to basically dominate in the most categories significantly.
Or let's say for example, you're like, I do not care about free throws.
Yeah.
Right? Then you have to lay the foundations there. So for example, Giannis, Doncic, these guys, right?
You wouldn't lay your foundation at the first round though.
Yeah, you would, because
you gotta lay it out after the pick, because you gotta pick the best player available in round 1, and then after you get that player, you know the foundations after.
No, but let's say for example, right? I know for a fact regardless of what happens at the second round, I'm punting free throws regardless.
Yeah. From your first pick or
Yeah.
going into the draft?
Yeah, because obviously
No, but
if you're not number 1,
yeah,
right, and you're not number 2,
yeah.
then from there you have to start, like, if you want to punt, you have to start figuring out what you're punting, because number 1, like you said, Luka, Doncic, he
No,
Jokic is good at everything. Joker is good at everything.
Everything.
The one thing he's not so good at is like blocks and steals.
Yeah,
but he averages like 1-on-1. So
Exactly.
That's still really good.
Giannis, technically speaking, if you pick Giannis, he's good at everything. But then you can actually lay the foundations to punt free throws.
Exactly.
The same thing with Doncic, right?
So you guys are saying the same thing essentially. Basically,
Essentially.
David is basically saying that you don't know who your first pick is going to be unless your first pick. So after you pick your first pick, then you build according to the first pick, right?
Exactly.
Whereas Chris is saying that I know my first pick, I know I'm punting this, I know I'm doing this, so I'm picking accordingly, right? So I just wanted to get that clear out of the way before we start analyzing the picks, and so that people understand what we're saying, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it's like a lot of people aren't first round picks, and a lot of people aren't second round picks. Or a lot of people get chosen in those positions.
Exactly. Not a lot of people get the 8th round pick, except Chris.
But you know what I mean, right? So first pick was Jokic, which is great first pick. Doncic second is great.
I think it's a little controversial. I think I would have took Antetokounmpo. I would have took Giannis over Doncic.
Why?
Truthfully. Giannis is a complete player. Giannis can do what kind of Doncic does, except for the threes. Giannis ain't good at free throws. Doncic ain't good at free throws, but he can get points, rebounds, assists. Giannis gets you blocks, steals.
Yeah, the defensive stats of it.
Exactly.
You know why I agree with David? Because I've had Doncic for 2 years, right? I've had him for 2 years, right? And the thing about Doncic, his percentages are not good.
Exactly.
Right? And with a first round pick, it's like he basically has to be perfect. If that makes sense.
In a way it does.
And the one thing that he's not good at, your team unanimously has to not be good at it.
Exactly.
Right?
Field goals, free throws.
You know what I mean? So if you have a first pick that is really bad at field goals and free throws, and then he's also not good defensively, that's 4 categories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I would take Giannis over. Giannis is good in a lot of categories.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. So, because even Larry made a statement in the chat. Why the heck would you let me have Giannis over Doncic? And a lot of people didn't understand what he was saying, right? But now that we analyze it, it's like Antetokounmpo is a better pick.
No, I'll be honest with you. We'll get there when we get towards the picks, but there's someone else.
Even Joe Embiid.
Exactly.
No, there's 2 people that I think personally should have gone, could have gone second, and it would have made more sense.
James Harden could have gone second.
Oh yeah, he's gonna.
Okay, that's exactly
Joel
what I'm saying.
Embiid
Joel Embiid
and James Harden.
or James Harden, I would have said you could have gone second, and it would have made sense over Giannis. But we moved
because with Harden, you get basically perfect free throws. You get a really good field goal percentage, right? You don't get the defensive stats as well with Harden,
but he does get steals.
But he gets steals, high number of assists, high number of rebounds. You know what I mean? But he doesn't really get blocks, right? And then with Embiid is literally Jokic.
It's just the assists are lacking a little bit.
Yeah.
But then he gets a little bit more blocks.
He makes up with the free throw.
And he makes up with the free throw. And also one thing I would say, like when you're looking at Harden and Embiid, those 2 players, especially Harden, his free throw percentage means the most because he's like I think the third player that gets to the line the most.
Right. Mm-hmm. So like, see right off the bat, it's hard, right? And then Steph Curry 4th pick. It's like you can't. It's like you can't.
That's my bust. That's my bust for the first round.
It is.
I think we all agree.
For me, it's like Steph Curry is great, but do we really think Steph Curry is gonna do what he did last year?
He's 34 right now.
He's not doing it.
He have you seen his ankle braces?
They said he's gonna rest this season.
Exactly.
He's not doing it. Like, let's be real. Like, Golden State this year is probably not gonna have the best record. They're probably just gonna do regular season to get to the playoffs, and then when they get to the playoffs, they're gonna be more serious.
They're gonna do what the Lakers did in early 2000s.
Yeah, right. Damian Lillard's 5th pick is I don't think so. Me personally, when you have a guy like Kevin Durant still on the table, James Harden, Joel Embiid, you can't pick Steph Curry or Damian Lillard. That's my opinion.
And I agree. You just can't.
There's the thing, right? I don't like it 5th, but it's better than Curry.
Oh, yeah.
But does that justify it being bad? No.
No, it doesn't. And then James Harden 6, Frankie 1.
That's okay. That's a great pick.
LeBron James 7 is controversial.
Yeah, but Daniel loves LeBron though. He picked him the first round last year.
It's controversial. He picked the first round last year. He's done it again this year. It's controversial, right? Because with LeBron James, his free throw is rubbish, right? His field goal percentage is
it's good.
It's good.
His game plays
he
is
steals,
rubbish.
He's gonna get you like 1. If he plays a lot, he's basically like a 30 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists.
But he's not doing that this season.
No way.
Because he had to, like, based on their team, they were not going to make playoffs. There's so much issues. And he was just like, yo, let me just do it how I used to do it back in Cleveland, or I carry it on my back, right? But he couldn't do it. And then what happened is that he was like, oh, I can't play defense anymore, right? So let me reduce my defensive workload and just score points. That's why it was like that.
But I was going to pick LeBron first.
Yeah, but you're
lucked out there.
But you're 11.
So I'm basically second round picking him. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But LeBron James is like, if Joel Embiid is on the table, I'm picking Joel Embiid over LeBron.
Any day.
That's me.
I told David I'm getting Joel Embiid.
And I said, no, you're not. There's no way. No way in hell you're getting Embiid. No way. So I'm taking Curry, Lillard over Embiid.
I told him I'm getting Joel Embiid. He said, no way. In my head, I knew I was going to get to. I knew someone was going to flop.
Yeah.
And it turns out that 3 people flopped.
And the thing is, right, other than David picked the best thing you could pick. Other than David, Chris won this round because he got Embiid at number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Number 9, KD is great. Number 10, Tatum is great.
Yeah.
I picked Trey because I Trey on. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I Trey again, right? And then LaMelo of 12th. You could argue. I'm about to say in Ross statement. You can pick LaMelo over Curry.
Look, this is me, yeah. Because
You could.
Okay, no, this is me. Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, and James are picked too early. Remove them out of this round. Then technically speaking, the first round, I'm cool with it. Because it doesn't matter where you pick all the other players apart from
Even
Giannis.
Giannis?
Yeah, Giannis.
Larry stole Giannis though.
Apart from Giannis and Jokic, doesn't matter where these other players go. They're so good, it doesn't matter. Exactly. As long as you build your team correctly.
So you're telling me Larry stole Giannis from Malik, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. 100%.
Yo, I rate that. So second round, right? We got Charlie Anthony Davis. Listen, Anthony Davis is injury prone, but I think it's a great pick. I think Anthony Davis is the core of the Lakers going forward. I think Anthony Davis is about to average a double-double. He gets bare blocks. He's going to get 2 blocks a game. And I think Anthony Davis is going to go crazy. I don't think he's going to be injured a lot. I think he's actually going to play about 60 games plus. So I actually think it's a great pick, right? You could even say Anthony Davis in the first round.
If he plays 60 plus games,
if he plays 60 plus games, he's the first round.
Any day.
Right? Yeah, because we're playing 12s, right? So
exactly.
If he's gone 10, 11, 12, I'm cool with that.
So I pick Irvin. I had to pick him in because I'm not getting him in third round.
I think you could have made the choice by taking Halliburton instead of Irving.
You know what? I wanted to pick Halliburton. I wanted to
because I'm tired of Irving or whatever Irving does now. I'm really tired. I want to take Halliburton any day over Irving.
This was my thinking. I texted you. I literally told you my first round combinations, right? And I wanted Halliburton, but something inside me said pick Irvin. And I feel like this year, with all the drama the Brooklyn Nets went through, I think Irvin is gonna have his first full season of no bullshit.
If he does, great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick if he does.
Yeah. Then Gobert is third. What do you guys think about that?
I
think that's a good. I think Gobert, based on the team you're trying to build, I think Gobert's fine there.
He's fine there.
I think he's
so
fine
that's a
because you know how David, you said like inside the first round, like you have to pick out like a really balanced pick.
Exactly.
The second round is where you kind of like
you build your team around that pick.
So you start laying your bricks.
Yeah, and like apart from Jokic and Embiid, in my opinion, Rudy Gobert is the third best center. In my opinion.
How do you guys think Gobert is gonna go with Towns though?
I think he's gonna be even better.
Do you think Towns is gonna regress?
No, I think they're both gonna skyrocket because think of it like this: you have Gobert in the paint, right? Towns knows that I have a defender. It gives him more freedom.
It gives him more space.
Gives him more space. The fouls that he used to get, he's not getting them no more because he has Gobert. You know what I mean? Then I think Towns is gonna average even more assists.
I agree. Rebounds are gonna drop though. I think rebounds are gonna drop.
Yeah, you know that, but I think Towns is gonna average more assists. He's gonna get more 3-pointers. And I feel like it's actually going to be a very, very disgusting combination.
It depends because he's free. I think the stat that will go up is his frees.
Yeah.
But by his frees going up, his field goal percentage is going to go down. And we don't know if this is what people are saying. I'm not sure. I don't think Anthony Edwards is there yet, but people think that he's going to eat up the usage, which means that out of this trade, Towns is the one that's going to be kind of sacrificing, and then Gobert and Edwards would still remain in the same level or go get better.
One thing that a lot of people don't understand is that at Utah, Gobert was not getting touches. Like he would be wide open in the paint, and he would not get the ball.
I watched him live.
Yeah.
This guy literally stood in the paint, stepped out of the paint, stood in the paint, stepped out of the paint.
He doesn't get the ball. He doesn't actually get the ball. So a lot of people don't understand is that on the offensive side, Gobert can be useful. He can be useful. It's just that the ball handler has to make him useful. And I think D'Angelo Russell as a ball handler is going to make him useful.
I don't like D'Angelo Russell.
You don't like him, but I think also Anthony Edwards, if Anthony Edwards is going to have the higher usage, the only way he can have a higher usage is by playing pick and roll with the Gobert and the Cal Anthony Towns.
Exactly. And I think Towns will get the assist to Gobert. Towns has vision on the field, so he has to get it.
3 alley-oops.
Yeah.
Because you can't double team Cal Anthony Towns anymore.
No.
Because you're leaving a big man wide open in the paint. Right?
Yeah. The thing is I wanted to pick him. Like I was going to pick him first actually.
Who?
Because
Gobert.
No, Anthony Towns. In my head, how it was going to go, I didn't think Jordan B would come to me, so I
knew it.
I was going to pick KD, Tatum, or Cat. But then towards when the draft was coming, I was just like, nah, he's too risky for me in terms of what he's going to do. I don't care about injuries this season. It's just what he's going to do. His numbers, they're variable for me.
Yeah. So, Chris picks Halliburton.
Great pick.
He was good. David stole him in the draft second. Daniel picked Paul George. Great pick. I think that's Paul George is second or third. Devin Booker's second round pick is good. It's not great.
But you know
it's
not
getting. Bad. You know what you're getting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray is great. He was like one of the best players last year. Like
steals, defensively steals.
This guy was crazy.
I want people to understand, like when you're watching our video, our rules are slightly different. Last season we had triple doubles and double doubles.
Yeah.
So when you add those two categories in there, especially triple doubles, he's one of the only people that can actually get it. We've removed it this season, but he's still if he still gets the same rebounds, I'm not talking about assists.
Yeah.
He can still get double doubles with the rebounds. He can still get the same rebound rate.
I think the Rosen's a bad pick.
Terrible pick. This whole round is good, except from DeRozan and Ja.
Ja Morant. Ja Morant's not second round.
No, he's not second. Maybe
because he can't even shoot threes.
Or free throws.
And then he barely gets...
steals.
He doesn't even get blocks as well.
No, the thing is, right? Like this is outside of fantasy, but when you're watching basketball, I don't understand why people love like all these explosive players, right? Because his knees are going to be done by the time he's basically Westbrook. just down
before Westbrook.
Yeah,
because Westbrook didn't have these knee injuries this early, like he's got injured every single season already.
Like Ja Morant, he's like I don't think he's like Derrick Rose. When Derrick Rose didn't get knee injuries, Derrick Rose was way better. This guy's in my opinion, he's 3rd or 4th round pick in fantasy.
You could even make an argument for 5th, because this guy he's gonna miss games, man. He's gonna miss games. And then Darius Garland, I think is a better pick than Ja Morant.
I think it's respectable. I want to go with he gets you assists with Jokic, so kind of blends in together.
The thing is, you picked 12, then you pick
right after.
Yeah, then you pick right after. So if you pick Siakam, then you pick Garland. It's like what's the difference, you know?
It's not different. You can make the argument that David could have picked a guy like Jimmy. But he's had Jimmy before, and Jimmy's hell.
Jimmy's great, but he's
hell. Right?
You need him to play. If he plays, he's a top player, but it's tough.
I think he won me fantasy the first year. I think Jimmy won me. Jimmy and Embiid, I think they won me that first year.
And then Bam Adebayo, it's like with Miami nowadays, I feel like the team, they know how to win basketball games, but no one knows what's actually going on in Miami. You know what I mean? Because their star players actually barely play basketball.
Their point guard barely plays basketball.
No, Bam's the guy though. I think that's his team.
Yeah,
it's his team.
Yeah, because Jimmy's like, you know how they have Udonis Haslem on the bench just for the vibes, right?
Jimmy's the vibes on the court.
Yeah, Jimmy's the I'm not disrespecting Jimmy, just he doesn't play, right?
Yeah.
So he plays, and then when he's on the bench, he's like the coach. When you're like doing social groups and whatnot, he's drilling everybody, right? So he's like that war veteran on your team.
I agree.
And then Udonis Haslem is like that old general that's just there.
In the wheelchair.
Yeah. He's just there for the vibes, man. He's just there for the vibes.
Yeah, and then Anthony Edwards is great. Great. That's a great 3rd round pick.
Larry, man.
Like this what we're trying to talk about in terms of team building, right? So if we're looking at the first 3 guys, right, in the draft. So David's going with Jokic, then he's picked Garland. So he's got Jokic and Garland, 2 efficient guys. Garland gets nice assist numbers, right? Gets his steals, 3-pointers. He's building whatever Jokic stats does, Garland is adding bricks to it.
Exactly, and then you add Siakam too, who's going to play center for Toronto. He also gets you assists, he also gets you rebounds, he also gets you points.
You get me?
So builds.
It's building, right? With Doncic, this is what's happening. Doncic and Ja Morant, it's like positive and positive connection. Yeah. They don't go. Because you have 2 guys that are not efficient.
Don't shoot free throws.
And then you have 2 guys that are not defensive.
Yeah, you can't shoot threes as well.
Yeah. So it's like, and then Doncic does get you threes, but Ja Morant doesn't. So Ja Morant takes away from what Doncic does.
But another example of like just building. Larry picked Giannis.
And then he picks Sabonis.
I wanted Sabonis, man. I wanted Sabonis, man.
Then he picked
I told him I wanted Sabonis because of a mistake.
So, Kyle Lowry, God bless his cheeks. That bunda is crazy.
No, he picked Edwards, not Adebayo.
Oh, he didn't. So Edwards, but the Sabonis and the Giannis, the synergy is amazing.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Because Sabonis is even more efficient than Giannis.
Mm-hmm. You got efficiency, you got rebounds, you got assists.
Yeah, the one thing that Sabonis lacks at is the blocks.
And a bit of the steals, but he still gets you 1 steal a game.
No, he averages 1 steal a game. For a big, averaging 1 steal is
that's fine.
Like that combination, like when you play Larry and he had Giannis and Sabonis playing on that game day, it's like you're beating them 7-0-2. At the end of the day, it's obvious. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
That's what it is right there. Right?
I don't know. I don't see anyone beating Larry in rebounds.
And then he picks Anthony Edwards, right? So Giannis and Sabonis are not great on threes. Yeah. But guess what? Edwards is.
Exactly. And they can suck up Edwards' efficiency too.
Right?
25, 5, and 1 steal. No, it's 1.5 steals. He's about 2 3-pointers in the game.
And that's team building right there. That's team building. Glory picks Jared Allen for way too early.
I think in the 3rd round, I think the 3rd round is a howler for a lot of people. Jared Allen is the first howler.
John Collins. I want to understand. Why would you not take Kawhi over Collins?
DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton. I don't like him.
I don't like him.
Bro, did you see his attitude in the interview? He does not want to be there.
Howler. Donovan Mitchell is not a howler, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Westbrook is that's just horrible. Like, no one was going to pick him. Would you have picked him inside the draft in general?
I was going to pick him later on.
Later on.
Last
Take the risk.
Later on.
Take the risk. Take the risk later on.
Westbrook is a 70, 82K. Pat Beverly is 79.
No, the reason why I was going to pick him is because I have a feeling he's getting traded. Because
He's-
why did they pick up Schroeder and Beverly?
But you pick him third.
You don't pick
No,
Westbrook.
you don't pick him third. You pick him as a guy who can
7,
pop off.
8.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
Colin's going to disagree with me as well with this. Jaylen Brown's not third pick. Christian Wood, I don't think is a third
He
pick.
is third round for my team. No, we were having a go at it afterwards. I said let's stop before, right? My team builds. We're gonna get this later on, right? It's different from other people's team builds. I had to pick Christian Wood then because he was going to be done. I had to, Chris, because he does everything my team needs him to do. He does it. There's no other center apart from Jokic that does what Christian Wood does and actually plays a full season of basketball.
I would say the 4 seasons is the only outlier because there's one center that does exactly what Christian Wood does, but he adds a lot more. Porzingis.
I agree, right? I agree, but he has injury problems.
But if you
So it was either
trust
Porzingis, it's Porzingis or Christian Wood.
I would take Wood over Porzingis.
Thank you. And for my team, I'm not picking Miles Turner. No way am I doing that. No way am I doing that, right? I could say Jonas Valanciunas, but we don't know what's going on in New Orleans with Zion being back, right? So I had to pick Christian Wood there. I had to.
No, as I said, like that's not the biggest howler. I think the biggest howler there is it's Westbrook. It's Westbrook.
Over John Collins?
Yes, it's Westbrook.
I don't know. I think John Collins at the round is a terrible pick.
I'm an LA fan. I love Westbrook as well. But nah, that's a howler.
4th round, Zion, that's a great pick. Cade Cunningham,
Sick.
I love that pick. David,
I disagree. I don't see Jamal Murray in the 4th round. You're telling me you would take Jamal Murray over Rozier? Rozier is going to dominate this season. There's no point guard in Charlotte that can back up to Rozier. Where are they going to play? Book Night? Book Night? I don't even know how to say his name, but where are they going to play? Book Night?
Jello. They'll play D'Angelo.
I understand. I agree with David because Denver did say that they're gonna know what he's minutes at the beginning.
Yeah, like Jamal Murray is a great basketball player, but there's other point guards that I think I would take over Jamal Murray.
Like Chris Paul.
Yeah,
I guess you could take Chris Paul assists, double doubles. I would take Van Vliet over Jamal Murray any day. I don't know how he's the first, but I would. Like I said, I would take Rozier over him.
bro. You know what's crazy about this job is that like this is at round 3. This is the point where I was losing my head. Not losing my head.
Yo, I just want to let everyone know, Chris was talking mad about you lot. He was talking mad.
I was losing my head.
He was talking mad.
I was laughing. I was like, what is going on?
Chris was talking mad because even I was like, yo, like what is actually going on? Because it's like when you draft, you expect the unexpected, right?
Yeah.
But for
You
me,
don't
it was,
expect this.
I did not expect this. I actually did not expect this. Like Andrew Wiggins being a 4th round pick. Like I did not expect that. Even Miles Turner going in the 4th after he missed like 40-30 games.
This is the thing, because know the Jamal Murray thing, right? I understand David's opinion on that,
Yeah.
but the reason why I think it's not that bad is because Wiggins and Turner are here.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
Oh my god. So that's 4th round. So obviously, who do we? Wiggins is the loss of the 4th round. You don't pick Wiggins 4th round.
Or 5th or 6th.
But Chris Middleton, Van Vliet, Cade Cunningham, Zion Williams, those guys are like, I feel they could have gone inside the 3rd round.
I agree.
I'm actually quite happy I stole Beal in the 4th round.
They don't like
really Beal,
good.
but I like Beal.
I think Washington's
Beal.
going to be a really good team this year.
Yeah, I think
you got
they're good.
Kuzma, Porzingis, and Bradley
Exactly.
Beal as their core 3 big guys, and I feel like they have
a better point guard. I think. Where they get Morris? North?
yeah, or Willie Barton.
He's a 3-point shooter, but then they got.
I don't like Willie, bro. That guy just does inshallah basketball, bro. Like, he just takes away the usage from people for no reason, bro.
Monte Morris. I think Monte Morris is better than Caldwell Pope.
I agree.
He'll dish out the ball.
I agree.
So I think they'll be competing in the end of the season.
Then David had Bradley Beal and picked Fox. I think this is a great pick. 5th round, great pick. I think that Fox should have been picked over some people in the 4th round.
Like Wiggins, right?
Yeah, like I think Fox is a great pick.
I think he'll have a great season. Halliburton's gone. I think Fox will have 7 assists.
Yeah, they chose Fox over Halliburton to be the 4th team,
exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So he's bound to have a breakout season because he owes it to them.
And they don't really have a point guard that's there besides Davion Mitchell. Like, they got Herter, who's going to start, but he's more of the shooting guard.
Yeah.
But
passing the ball will get you the 3.
But Sabonis, like the thing is that like they can get Sabonis like to run like a point forward kind of play because that's what he was doing at Pacers. But the thing is that he doesn't need the ball to do it. The way that he will be dishing out passes is through screens and stuff.
Exactly.
So the Aaron Fox is a great.
That's a steal. And then Julius Randle's horrible.
He's trash, bro.
He's horrible.
I guess you can make the case for Malik's team because he took Doncic.
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. We're talking about, if we go back to the beginning, we talked about the 1st round pick and how you build. Julius Randle, you can't pick Julius Randle, Doncic, and Ja Morant.
Nah, you can't.
No, you can't do that, bro.
Because you know what's happened, right? Inside the 3rd round, he picked Bam. Bam makes up for the field goal percentage for
and
the
all of that, and the defensive stats.
And then you got Randle.
then afterwards, right?
Because Randle's not a defensive player.
Then you pick Zach LaVine, right? And then you're adding on to the threes, you're adding on to your points. But then you pick Randle, who's just he ruins it, bro. He's ruining it for the next man.
Yeah, and it's those 4 categories again. Like he's not a defensive player as well. Right?
Wait, where is he getting these steals and these blocks?
Right?
Doncic.
And then Scotty Barnes as a 5th round pick is I say it's okay because you do get the defensive stats.
You get the rebounds, you get the points, you get the efficiency. Yeah. I think it's an okay.
And apparently he's gonna handle the ball a little bit more this season.
They're taking it off Sam Fleet.
Yeah, he's gonna handle it a little bit more this season. Also,
but the question is, who's gonna handle it though? OG wants the ball. Pascal wants the ball.
Because the way they play small. They play small ball there.
OG might be gone.
I think he'll be gone. I don't think he'll get the touches he wants.
He thinks he's too good for that team.
He's not though.
But he's not. Evan Mobley, I think is kind of too early.
You do? I think he's good there.
I think he's this is my thing with Glory, right? I would rather pick Jarrett Allen over. Mobley over Jarrett Allen because Jarrett Allen Mobley gets better defensive numbers than Jarrett Allen, right? Jarrett Allen only does double doubles and that's it. Right?
I can see that.
And then Colin Sexton, number 5,
terrible.
Is horrible.
He'll have a great season. He's a starting point guard, but
he just scores.
I don't think it. Okay, look. If you look at the fact that Drew Holiday is still
exactly.
there, Terry Rozier is still there, Nikola Vujovic is still there.
You don't take Sexton over those guys. You just don't. Like, how is Sexton better than Drew?
No, but the thing is, right? Is that that's bad. But like you have to deep the fact that Julius Randle's second inside this round 2.
That's true.
Right? And I think Colin Sexton's gonna have a better season.
Yeah, but you know what's worse though? Let me tell you what's worse. You pick Sexton, before you pick Sexton, you pick Wiggins. Before Wiggins, you pick Collins. I'm sorry, but I just can't understand. I tried looking, I just don't understand.
And then
exactly, case closed.
Then we get Drew Holiday's good
steal. I think that's a steal.
He's the best defensive point guard in the league.
And efficiency too.
Yeah, so that's Klay Thompson, number 5.
Halliburton's the best defensive point guard in the league.
Klay Thompson, number 5. I don't.
I'll take Rozier.
You can't pick Klay Thompson over Porzingis, Terry Rozier.
Because Rozier kind of does what Klay Thompson does. Rozier gets you the threes, but Klay Thompson just gets you the threes.
Terry actually gets more threes.
And Terry's going to play.
And he has steals too.
And he
gets
assists. He gets way more
and he gets assists.
Yeah.
And probably efficiency too.
Yeah.
And he's going to play.
Porzingis is a great pick because Washington ended the season, he was absolutely killing it. Right? Absolutely killing it. And his biggest thing is staying healthy. He's not going to play back-to-backs. But when he does play, and we have 3 IR spots now, so not playing a back-to-back in our fantasy.
He's fine.
It's okay.
You're fine.
And then Terry Rozier, Mariano finally did great in the pick.
I think Mariano did really well towards the end of the draft.
I think he messed up Westbrook.
Yeah. Yeah.
Westbrook. I think Westbrook was his only markup, right? What else did he pick? What did he pick his
Here we
second
go.
round? What's his team's name?
Timo Bums.
Westbrook is his worst pick. Yeah.
Middleton's a great pick. Rozier, Towns around. That's a great pick.
Then Buddy Hield at 5th round, I think it's really good. Because last year he was actually killing it.
Based on Cornelius' team, yes.
Yeah, last year he was killing it. Yeah.
He was killing it in Indiana, but will he stay in Indiana?
That's the thing. If he stays in Indiana, great pick. If he goes to Lakers,
not so much. Not so much.
I picked Paolo, man. I had to pick Paolo.
Hey, Paolo.
I had to pick Paolo, man. I had to.
Gucci.
I feel
Spaghetti.
He's top 5 rookie of the year. Top 5 rookies.
I think he'll win.
He's at least averaging 15, 5.
You know what's crazy?
Still.
I think this round, this year's rookies, like it's gonna be like last year's where there's only 3, right? And then there's other guys that play well and like they're okay and
they're on and off basically.
Yeah, but there's 3 players that are like, oh yeah, they're gonna be top 75.
I took one. Paolo. Larry took Jabari, and I think Keegan.
I think Keegan's
Keegan. You took those are the 3.
I was actually so pissed. I didn't want Paolo. I wanted the other 2.
Yeah, and then Nikola Vucevic. I think Charlie killed it once again.
Yeah,
and this is what we talk about team building. Charlie picked Vucevic and Anthony Davis is a lovely combination. Lovely. Mm-hmm. Then he picked CJ McCollum. Great pick. I feel like
for 6th round, I think that's a great pick. I don't think CJ will do what he did last year.
I think he's more efficient.
No, it's
he'll be more
efficient.
efficient.
The pressure's off of him.
Exactly, he'll be more efficient.
But you know what he doesn't do? I didn't realize this, but I picked him last season. He doesn't shoot. I keep saying this though. He doesn't shoot free throws.
He doesn't.
I don't know why I keep saying he doesn't shoot free throws, man.
He doesn't, right? So then Ben Simmons.
Great pick.
Woo! I thought I was like, how is this guy still in the team?
You know what happened?
How did you not let me get
we're doing this, right?
Big Ben.
I think 8 of us were on, was it 5 of us that's on a call? So it's me, Larry, David, Colin, and Cornelius.
Cornelius was too funny on that
right? We're on a call, right? I think all of us went to pick Ben.
And then when I picked him, everyone was like,
that's a great pick.
Then Tyrese Maxey, I think it's a good pick.
He
did really good last year. Desmond Bain is okay.
I don't know how he will do it, truthfully.
I think Desmond Bain you can pick him in the 7 or 8. 6 is okay. Josh Giddey is amazing. Valanciunas is a good pick. Draymond Green, based off last year, I think a lot of people didn't want to pick him based off last year.
Wait. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What do you think is worse, the Westbrook or the Green pick?
Westbrook.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'll say Green. Want to know why? Westbrook actually plays every game, right? Westbrook plays every game, and he gets more numbers than Green.
Exactly.
And Green is actually surprisingly less efficient.
Yeah, because what you're gonna get is that either Westbrook is gonna come off the bench, or he's gonna start, play bad, and then he's gonna come off the bench. It's one of those two. Or they're just gonna sit him to trade him. But Westbrook's not the type of player that wants to sit out. He's gonna want to play. Yeah. So let's say, for example, he has like a lower usage, and he gives you 16, 6, and 6.
That's better than Green.
It's better than Green.
Already better. I agree.
OG in the 6th round, great pick. Brook Lopez.
No, let's not.
We said our piece.
Josh Giddey, great. Mikal Bridges. Larry's killing it.
Mikal Bridges is so boring, but so good at the same time.
Yeah, Larry's killing it. Yusuf, Nurkic. Okay. I didn't like David's pick. I told him. I don't even know who this guy is.
I did.
Only Chris and David knew this guy.
I think I could have took him later.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at the pick because without DeJounte, Trey Jones was getting you 13 points, 7 assists.
David, your picks at this point, man. The thing about David, because he done this nonsense last year, he won, right? So it's like this year you kind of have to be wary because it's like he's already done this nonsense where he's picking randoms. and it's working, you know what I mean, right? So he picks Keldon Johnson, and you know why he's picking it. We know why. It makes perfect sense.
Spurs don't have no
exactly.
One, so someone's gonna have a breakout year.
I think even more than one person have a breakout year.
That's why it pissed me off because you took all of them.
He took all of them. That's what David did. He took all of them. Then the one person that is not good, he's dropping them, right? Which is smart.
Exactly.
RJ Barrett, okay, but it's like
no. It's
what does he do? Like I love Malik, but what does RJ do?
Like my thing is this, right? How you gonna let me get Kuzma? You get Cornelius get Trent. You let Mariano get Harris. You let Chris get Sengun. You let Daniel get Brogdon. You let Frankie get Williams. You let Omogati get Poor, and then Grant and Smith, and you pick Barrett. Like this whole round, everyone won. Everyone won this round, but Barrett.
I would think so. Barrett gets you points, but
I don't like.
Especially with Brunson on the field, do you think he'll?
I don't like D'Angelo. I don't like D'Angelo
for the 7th round.
No, I think D'Angelo is 10.
D'Angelo can get you.
No, you just don't like him as a person.
D'Angelo can get you points, assists, threes. He's okay in the 7th round.
But RJ Barrett, I think he's a last round pick.
Yo, okay, moving on, right? But yeah, like, I don't understand this pick, bro.
There's two picks I don't understand.
Which one?
No, it's actually 3.
Barrett,
Jeremy Grant, and Williams, because Williams is not going to play.
He's not?
He's not back till December, right?
He's not back.
Him not being back until December means he's not back until like late. So like you're picking him 7th round for what?
That's true.
There's still gems out there. To be honest, like if you look at the 7th, 8th round,
Sengun over Williams any day. Any day.
Yeah.
As if he does what he's supposed to.
Round 8, Clint Capella. I don't know how Clint Capella fell this late.
He's not gonna play.
But he's still gonna get you like at least 8 rebounds.
True. He could get you that double.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Great pick.
I don't know how he came.
Great pick.
Like this is what I was trying to say. Like in our draft, it's like we don't know what people are actually thinking of doing.
That's how I was
laughing. I since the 4th round.
That's why I was laughing.
Because it's like, and then Wendell Carter is like, this is a steal, man.
It is.
How is he coming in the 8th round?
No, what's crazy about Wendell Carter being there? I swear there was like you could have picked Wendell Carter instead of Williams, right? And I swear someone picked a stupid garbage center.
Christian Wood, right?
No.
Brook Lopez.
There we go.
Wait,
that's the one. Wendell Carter over Brook Lopez.
Any day. And then Jalen Brunson, listen, New York has. Yo, I went to New York and the train station sounds like poo. I don't think he's gonna enjoy that. I don't think he is, man.
As long as he does what he did last season, look, obviously he can build off of that.
Yeah.
Right? But if he does what he did last season, I think he's an 8th round pick.
Wanna know why he's not? You're playing with Luka Doncic. You're about to come play with Julius Randle.
He doesn't.
Julius Randle is the worst star player.
I think Lauri Markkanen and Chris killed this. I was gonna pick him.
That's your small forward that you're finding.
I like Jakob. I like Jakob.
No, that's a great pick.
Jakob is better than Williams.
Jakob is better than Draymond Green.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Jalen Green is
solid pick.
That's a great pick.
Harrison Barnes.
Shit.
I'm sorry, I don't like that pick.
It's not bad though.
It's not bad, but do you really think
compared to what he has been picking, this is not bad.
Franz Wagner's right there.
Wagner's gonna be great this year. Tyler Hero's a good pick.
Yeah.
Larry picked him, of course. Kyle Larry's not playing basketball.
Them cheeks, man.
Why did you pick Zubac?
I panicked. I needed a rebounder, so I panicked.
Like there's Mo Bamba.
I panicked.
You picked.
I panicked. There's nothing I can say. I panicked.
No, I like Zubac.
I like Zubac, but
I like him.
You think he's gonna be better now that Kawhi's back?
He's young. He's 24, 25 years old.
That's their only center.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Moses Brown, but
that's their only center.
But he barely does like.
I think he'll get you close to 10 and 10.
I think he's solid. We're late inside the draft, right? You don't have rebounds. He's done giving rebounds.
Yeah.
That's it.
But the next pick after that.
This pissed me off.
We gotta wrap it up, but San Antonio again. Devin Vassell. I wanted to pick Devin.
Chris wants to pick Devin.
I also wanted to pick Michael Porter Jr. Marcus Smart's a good pick for
Rules of shot.
John Wall, I just don't understand the thought process because it's like Reggie Jackson is on Clippers, which which a lot of people forget. Reggie Jackson from Clippers, right? So John Wall's coming off the bench. He's bench minutes, you know what I mean? And there's a lot better players at number 9 than John Wall.
Is it Anthony Simmons? Like him?
Anthony Simmons?
Like Anthony.
I think so.
No, Anthony. I actually don't even know.
It's Anthony.
Yeah, but he's better.
Mr. Simmons.
Yeah. Even Bojan, he's in Detroit. You could have picked him.
But
the next...
what Daniel's looking like, what he's trying to do here, he's trying to get some assists, right? Trying to get some, that's what he's trying to get. So Anthony Simmons probably would have been a good. To be honest, even Spencer Dinwiddie would have been better.
I agree.
Yeah, man. I agree. You could have probably got John Wall late.
Oh, Mike Conley.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a steal.
That's a great pick. But before we start that, Caris LeVert, number 9.
That's all right.
I think that's terrible. I'm sorry, Charlie. I think that's terrible. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got Garland. Where's he gonna play?
I agree. He's barely gonna do anything, but
I think what we should do now is just look at the rest of the picks and then just highlight a few good ones.
Lonzo Ball is bad. He's bad.
Not because he's bad.
Jaren Jackson went this late because of his injury.
Yeah.
Right? That's why he went this late. So he's not gonna be back till December.
Cole Anthony is amazing.
Cole Anthony is a great pick at number 11.
I think that's it.
Yeah,
That's about it. And then so.
Oh snap! This is we always do this to this one player. Like everybody does this to him.
Yeah.
Pope.
Out of the last couple of rounds, the best pick is Gordon Hayward.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And then Glory picked him, right?
No, Mariano.
Yeah, like I said, Mariano really shined towards the end of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mariano was very consistent. Even the Richard Holmes, I think that's an okay pick.
He dropped him.
Cause he dropped him.
He dropped him.
Oh,
He's gone.
but yeah, I think there was certain clear winners and losers of the draft, and it was an interesting draft, I'll say. But that's it for this video. Hope you guys have a lovely day.